Hello, everyone. Let's get started in our practice today. If you do have 2 blocks handy, that might be nice to have today, but if not, no worries. It'll still be a beautiful practice. Find yourself in a comfortable, cross-legged seated position, feeling your hip bones rooted into the mat, feeling the extension of your spine, lengthening, shoulders relaxed. I invite you to close your eyes here, starting to turn inward. What's happening in this moment? What thoughts are going through your mind? Just observe and acknowledge those thoughts. Let's take a deep breath in together, filling up the lungs, pausing at the top. Open mouth, exhale, side out. Take one full deep breath in, filling up the lungs. Pause at the top. Exhale the breath out. Find the breath pace that's right for you. Not too fast, not too slow, but just right. As you breathe, can you find yourself relaxing your shoulders just a little bit more? Can you find yourself growing your spine taller just a little bit more? Can you find yourself expanding your chest, creating spaciousness there just a little bit more? We'll take one more deep, full breath in together. Exhale through the nose. Sweep our arms overhead. Hands at heart center. Opening up the eyes. Turn to the top of your mat. Find yourself on all fours. Neutral spine. Tops of your feet. Your finger pads, your palms touching the earth. Inhale, arching the lower back, pulling the shoulders back, opening up the chest. Exhale, drawing belly button to spine, doming the upper back. Inhale, cow. Draw the shoulders back, arch the lower back. Exhale, cat, belly button to spine, doming the upper back. Flow on your own here, finding movement in the spine, moving as fast or as slow as you need to. Breathing in and out. We'll all meet back in neutral. Step your left foot back, toes can be on the floor, straightening that left leg. Reach your right arm forward, palm outstretched as if you're about to shake somebody's hand. Feel the extension here from fingertips to toes. Engage the belly. Option here to lift that back leg if you want more of a balance challenge. Continue to feel that extension through your spine. Exhale, place the hand down, place the knee down. Inhale, straighten the right leg, toes on the mat. Extend your left arm forward. Breathe here, engaging the belly. Option to lift that back leg, balancing on your left knee and your right hand. Extend through the spine, feeling that extension all the way through your fingertips and your toes. Exhale, placing your hand onto the mat and your knee onto the mat. Push back to child's pose. Hips to heels, forehead onto the mat. You rock your hips side to side. One breath here. Inhale back to tabletop. And then this time you're going to take your right leg and turn it so that it's parallel to the front of your mat, tucking those toes, and then extending that left leg straight. Your left foot is flat onto the mat. Option here to use a block, placing it next to your right knee, and then placing your right hand onto that block. Reach your left arm over the ear, finding that side stretch in your left body. You can do this with or without a block. The goal here is to find that extension in your left side body. And however you're doing this, breathe. Relax the shoulders down. Inhale back up to center. Take your left leg back, bending into that left knee, tucking the toes behind you. If you're using a block, you can move it to the left side. And this time, extend that right leg, placing that right foot flat onto the mat. Left hand can go onto the mat or the block. Extend that right arm beyond your ear. This time, creating and finding space in that right side body. Inhale, come back to center. Place the block to the side. And we'll turn back onto the front of our mat in tabletop. Tuck the toes. Lift the knees. And push back to downward dog. Pedal out in your downward dog, bending to the right knee, then bending to the left. Back and forth. And come back to center. Lift that right leg and pull it through, placing that right foot between the hands and placing your back knee down, untucking the toes. Option to use blocks here as well, or if the floor is accessible to you without blocks, that's also an option. I'm going to show runner's lunge with blocks here. Place the blocks on either side of that right foot and your hands onto the blocks, then lift your chest. Breathe here. Just notice where you feel this pose. And that's the part of your body that's calling for a little bit more attention today. As you exhale, straighten that front leg, flexing those right toes towards your face. Again, noticing where you're feeling this pose. We'll inhale, bending back into that front leg, sinking the hips down, opening up that chest. Exhale, straightening that front leg, flexing the toes towards your face. Back and forth a couple more times here. Inhale, bending into that front leg, sinking the hips down, opening the chest. Exhale, straightening that front leg, flexing the toes towards the face. One more time. Bending your knee into that runner's lunge. Exhale, straightening that front leg into your half splits. Good. Now come back to neutral. You can move that right foot back, placing that right knee behind you, and then just take your left foot out in front of you. Now we're on runner's lunge on our left side. As you inhale, sink your hips down here, finding that expansive open quality in your chest, relaxing the shoulders down. Exhale, straightening that front leg, flexing the toes towards your face. Both sides are different. Maybe you're feeling something a little different on your left side compared to your right. Inhale, bending into that front knee. Exhale, straightening that leg. Inhale, runner's lunge. Exhale, straightening that leg. Final time through. Inhale, runner's lunge. And exhale, straightening that leg. Come back to neutral. Remove the blocks if you have them. Hands at the top of the mat. Step back to plank. Engage your core for a moment here. And push back to downward dog. One breath in downward dog. On your next breath, walk, step, or jump your feet to the top of your mat to meet your hands. Forward fold. Bend into the knees as much as you need to here. Create this movement of drawing the crown of your head towards the mat. Chest and torso touching the thighs. Inhale, root to rise, finding yourself growing taller and taller until you reach the top of the mat. Arms sweeping up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. You can stay at the top of your mat. I'll turn towards you so you can see what I'm doing here. Find your feet about hips width distance apart, standing tall and proud. Maybe you close your eyes here and notice how all four corners of your feet are making contact with the floor. Find that rootedness, that stability to help you grow tall. You can open your eyes if they're closed. We'll sweep the arms above you. And then you're going to take a hold of your left wrist with your right hand, like this. And then using that right hand, gently pull that left arm to the right side. Maybe you're pushing your left hip slightly out towards the left. Creating space here in our left side body. Exhale, come back to center. Release the hands just for a moment. And sweep them back up. This time taking a hold of your right wrist with your left hand. Using that left hand to gently guide that right arm towards the left. Pushing your right hip out to the side. Relax the shoulders down. Exhale brings you back to center. Come back to the top of my mat. And then hands by your side. Turn to one side of your mat so that both feet are facing the long edge. And then create about 3 feet, 3.5 feet worth of distance between your feet. Your toes can be slightly turned inward, heel slightly out, so you're slightly pitching toes here. And then clasp your hands behind you and squeeze the shoulder blades, maybe opening up that chest a little bit. Inhale. As you exhale, start to fold over, bringing that chest, that torso over those thighs. You can bend into your knees a little bit here to make this pose more accessible. Your hands can stay clasped overhead. Few options here. You can stay here. Release your hands and place them in front of you onto the mat. I'm going to widen my legs a little bit here. Again, you can use a block here, placing that block right underneath your chest and placing your hands there. And try to draw the crown of your head towards the mat. If you want to deepen the stretch, you can take a hold of your ankles with your hands. That might help you draw your chest closer to the thighs. Sending the crown of your head towards the mat. If your hands are on your ankles, bring them back to center, either on your block or on your mat. Find the strength in your legs as you draw your chest and come back up. Hands on your hips. We will turn towards the front of our mat. Your right foot is in front. You keep your back leg, your left leg, where it is. So Your back foot is parallel to the back of your mat. You're finding your warrior two legs here. And then inhale, rise up. Warrior two. Front knee bent at a 90-degree angle. Back leg extended. Arms long on either side of you. Finding that extension in your spine, and expansiveness in your chest. And gaze forward at those right fingertips. As you inhale, place the right elbow onto the right thigh. Left arm reaches past your ear. Extended side angle. Option here to keep your right elbow on that right thigh, or perhaps taking a block on the inside of that right leg, placing your hand there. If you're mobile, flexible, you can always just skip the block and place your hand just onto the mat. Either way, finding that spaciousness in your left side body. As you inhale, maybe turning your chest up towards the sky just a little bit more. Exhale brings you back up to warrior two. And straighten the front leg. You might want to pull your back leg in just a little bit more, shortening the distance between your feet. Now draw yourself towards the side of your mat again. Arms out long on either side. And then draw your left hip back towards the back of the room while lengthening your right arm. And when you've found your edge here, then drop your right hand onto a block or onto the mat and find your triangle pose. Left arm extended up to the sky. Find a slight bend in that front knee so you're not completely locking that leg out. Inhale brings you back up to center. Exhale your hands to the front of your mat. Step that right foot back into plank and push back to downward dog. One full breath in your downward dog. Noticing if you feel a difference in your right versus your left body. Inhale that left leg up. Exhale, pull that leg through between the hands, finding warrior two on the other side. Sink into that front knee. Engage that back leg. Sink the hips downward. Grow tall in the spine. As you exhale, place your left elbow onto that left thigh. Right arm reaches overhead past that ear. Breathe here. Your breath helps you create more space on the right side of your body. Exhale brings you back to center. Straighten that front leg. Pull that back foot in a little bit more. Push the right hips back towards the back of the room. Extend those left fingers out long in front of you. And then you can place that left hand onto the mat, onto your ankle, onto a block. Find a version that's accessible to you. Right arm reaches out, reaches up long. Inhale, back up. Exhale, placing my hands at the top of the mat. Step the left foot back. Push back to downward dog. There's always an option here when you need rest to take a child's pose. Hips to heels. Whatever pose you're in, find a deep, full breath in. Exhale it out through the nose. We're all in our downward dog. Inhale the right leg up. Exhale, pull that knee through, placing the foot at the top of the mat. And finding those warrior two legs. As you inhale, place your elbow onto that right thigh. Left arm reaches long past your ear. As you exhale, come back up to warrior two. Straighten that front leg. Pull the right leg in. Pull the back leg in just a little bit more. And find your triangle pose. Gaze down at those front toes, your right foot. Option here to place a block on the side of your mat, kind of diagonally from your front foot. If half moon is newer to you, maybe you start on the highest level of the block. Placing your right hand onto that block, gaze at those toes, start to draw the left leg towards you, and then lift that back leg up, finding your half moon. And half moon, it doesn't matter how high your back leg can reach. It matters that you can stay in this pose for a few breaths. If you're feeling stable, you can lift that left arm up towards the sky. Start to turn those hips towards the left side of your mat. Can we use our breath here to create more space in this pose? To send breath to the places where we're gripping. And just let go, soften a little bit here. One more breath in. Exhale, gently place that back leg down towards the back of your mat. Come up into warrior two. Windmill the arms to the top of the mat. Step back to plank. Push back to downward dog. As you take one breath in your downward dog, just notice if there's a difference in what you feel on your right versus your left side. Inhale the left leg up. Exhale, pull that knee through, placing the left foot at the top of the mat. Rising up to warrior two. Inhale, left elbow to left thigh. Right arm reaches past the ear. Inhale, up to warrior two. Straighten the front leg. Draw the back foot in. Exhale, left arm down to triangle pose. Gaze at that front foot. You got an option here to place a block diagonally at the top of your mat. Start to draw that right foot in. Get strong in your left leg. And then lift that right leg up. Turning your chest towards the right side of your mat. Pressing into that block with your hand. Opening up your hips to the right. One more breath here. Exhale, placing that back foot gently down to the back of your mat. Rise up to warrior two. Inhale, arms to the top of your mat. Step the left foot back into plank. And push back into downward dog. Let's come into child's pose. Knees onto the mat, hips on heels. Breathe here. One more breath. And arm back in downward dog. And as you exhale, place your knees onto the mat. Find yourself in tabletop. Breathe here. Inhale. And exhale it out. We'll come onto our side here. We'll start on our right side. So come onto your forearm. Your right forearm is parallel to the front of your mat. Actually, let's just come onto our elbows. Now you can cradle your head into your hand. You're on your right side body. Your right leg is your bottom leg. And lift your left leg up to the sky. And then some of us are flexible. So for those of us who are, you can reach and grab a hold of that left big toe with your peace fingers. And then just engage your foot, flexing your foot here. Maybe you're feeling that stretch in the left side body. It's totally an option here. If you have a strap, you take a hold of the top of your left foot with that strap, and then take that strap in your left hand, and then draw that foot towards your face. And release that top leg, undoing the strap if you have it. And then you guessed it, we're going to move onto our left side. So this time, left leg on the mat, cradling your head with your left palm, reaching the right leg up to the sky. Take a hold of that big toe with your fingers, or using the strap, wrapping it over the top of your foot. And then draw the foot towards you. Engage the toes, flexing them towards your face. Release. Turn towards the top of your mat. Place your forearms down, your elbows down. Your forearms are making a number 11 shape. Toes are untucked in the back. Legs are long. Draw the chest forward, gazing in front of you. Beautiful, guys. Come up onto your hands, on your knees, and push back to downward dog. One full breath in downward dog. After your next breath, you'll just come to seated onto your mat. You're reaching those legs out long in front of you. Find the extension in your spine, the lengthening. Bend your left knee. The bottom of your left foot is going to touch the inside of your right thigh. Take your right hand, take a hold of the outer edge of your right foot. Actually, sorry. Your right hand is going to be on the inside of that right foot. And then you're going to turn your chest towards your left leg. And then reach that left arm up and then extend it past your ear. This is revolved head to knee pose. And what we're going for here is an expansion, a spaciousness in our chest. So as you inhale, see if you can continue to turn that chest open towards that left leg. And then maybe you're also feeling some spaciousness that you're creating in your left side body. A strap really helps here. So I'm going to take a hold of it and then wrap it around the bottom of my right foot. Take it with my left hand. And I'm all of a sudden finding this new space in my chest, in my side body with this strap. One more breath here. Inhale. And exhale, come back up. Arms up. Exhale, fold over. Taking a hold of that right foot with both hands. Drawing your chest towards that right thigh. Option here to use a strap as well. Inhale brings you back up. Lengthen the left leg in front of you. And this time, take your right foot, place it on the inside of that left thigh, flexing the left toes towards your face. Left arm, inside of that left leg. Right arm reaches up. Exhale, extend that right arm past your right ear. You know what I'm going to say to help you out here? You can take that strap, wrap it around your left foot, and hold it with your right arm. On each in-breath, maybe you're drawing your chest towards the right side of your mat. And as you exhale, twisting a little bit from your waist. Come back to center, releasing that left foot. Arms up. Exhale, taking a hold of that left foot, chest over thigh. Inhale, come back up. Extend both legs long in front of you. Maybe roll out your hips from underneath you. And start to roll back slowly, 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 until you're lying on your mat. And then hug your knees to your chest. How good is that? Rock side to side. Shift your hips slightly to the right, knees to the left, resting the knees on the left side. Option here to extend that top leg. And again, if you're flexible, you can maybe take hold of that top leg with your left hand. You can always use a strap. If you're extending that top leg, take a hold of that strap in your left hand and gently draw that left foot towards your chest. Right arm extends, gazing over that right shoulder. As you breathe here, can you take note of maybe any spaciousness that's been created in your body? What feels different than when you first started? Release that top leg. Draw the knees into your chest. Shift your hips to the left, knees to the right. Again, option here to extend that top leg and take a hold of that foot with your hand, or wrap a strap around that foot. Take a hold of the strap with your right hand. Left arm out long, gazing over that left shoulder. Inhale, release the leg. Draw the knees back to center. And take hold of the tops of your feet with your hands, drawing the knees towards the armpits. Happy baby. Spine is flat on the floor. Find any last pose here you need to feel complete that can help you find space in your body. We'll all meet back in the final resting pose, or Shavasana. Legs long, arms long, everything relaxed to the ground. Take one last full deep breath, filling up the lungs, filling up the belly. Exhale it out. Just rest here. Finding that spaciousness in every inch of your body. Please rest here for as long as you'd like and pause the video. Once you're ready to move on, you find yourself in a comfortable seated position in the same way you started. Eyes closed. Inhale, draw those arms above you. Exhale, hands to heart center, feeling in the fruits of your practice. May you carry on with your day with the spaciousness that you cultivated on your mat, finding lightness, finding space, finding the capacity to respond in an intentional way as you carry on through your day. Namaste.